Picture this: you are floating 400 km above Earth, no up, no down, stars everywhere, you feel like a superhero. But try to do something as simple as cry normally or pour a glass of water. Suddenly, space turns you into a helpless human again. Today, we are counting down 10 totally normal things that become impossible, disgusting, or just plain weird when you leave Earth. And number 1 might ruin camping for you forever. Let's jump in. Number 10, you can't smell your own stink at first. On Earth, if you forget deodorant, you know. In space, your nose quits on you. Why? In microgravity, fluids in your body shift upward. Your face gets puffy, your sinuses get congested like you have a permanent cold. Astronauts call it space face. So the ISS smells funky. It's been described as a mix of body odor, machine oil, and burned steak. But after 2 to 3 days, you go nose blind. The cruel part: when you come back to Earth, that smell hits you all at once. Astronauts say opening the capsule after landing is the worst. So technically you can stink in space. You just can't appreciate it. Number 9, you can't cry the way you think. Go ahead, get emotional. But your tears won't stream down your cheeks. Without gravity, tears don't fall. They just build up. They form a big watery blob over your eye. It stings, it blurs your vision, and it doesn't go anywhere until you wipe it off. Chris Hadfield actually had this happen during a spacewalk. A bit of anti-fog solution got in his eye. He couldn't see, couldn't rub it with bulky gloves, and the tears just made a bigger ball of pain. So in space, crying doesn't give you relief. It gives you a biology experiment on your face. Number 8, you can't pour liquids. Want coffee? You can't pour it. Liquids in microgravity don't flow down. They cling to surfaces because of surface tension. If you tipped a cup on the ISS, the coffee would crawl up the sides and stick there, or float out as a wobbly sphere. That's why astronauts drink from sealed pouches with straws. NASA did invent a space cup using clever geometry that wicks liquid to your lips with capillary action. It's fancy physics, but it's not exactly your morning mug ritual. Also, carbonated drinks. Disaster. Without gravity, the gas doesn't rise out of the liquid, so it stays in the soda. You drink it, and now you become the carbonation separator. Hello, burps from hell. Most astronauts avoid soda completely. Number 7, you can't sneeze safely without planning. On Earth, you sneeze into a tissue. Done. In space, that sneeze is a cloud of high-velocity droplets that doesn't fall. It just hangs there. Or worse, floats into the electronics or into your crewmate's face. Astronauts try to sneeze into their elbow, then find every droplet and wipe it. During a spacewalk. Total nightmare. You can't wipe inside your helmet. Luca Parmitano almost drowned in 2013 when his helmet filled with water from a leak. A sneeze would have been catastrophic. So yeah, even your immune system needs mission control. Number 6, you can't get a good night's sleep easily. No gravity means no lying down. You don't feel your mattress. You just strap yourself to a wall so you don't float into stuff. Then there's the sun. On the ISS, you get 16 sunrises in 24 hours. Your circadian rhythm gets shredded, and it's loud. Fans run 24/7 to circulate air so you don't suffocate in a bubble of your own CO2. Imagine sleeping inside a noisy server room while your body floats. Astronauts average 6 hours, not 8, and many use sleeping pills. Space insomnia is real. Number 5, you can't cook with fire. Forget grilling. Open flames are banned on the ISS. Fire acts totally different in microgravity. Without up, hot air doesn't rise. So flames become tiny spherical blue balls. They are dim, hard to see, and weirdly efficient. A small fire could spread in ways you don't expect because convection is gone. Plus, everything on the ISS is in a closed loop. Smoke doesn't vent. It gets into the life support system. So all space food is pre-cooked, dehydrated, or thermostabilized. You just add water and heat it in a convection oven. No sizzling, no aroma filling the kitchen. The closest thing to cooking is watching your mac and cheese rehydrate. Number 4, you can't have a normal bathroom break. All right, let's get real. You can't just go. To pee, you use a hose with a fan that sucks liquid away. Miss the funnel, you've got floating droplets. To poop, it's a small hole with a camera so you can aim. Airflow pulls it down. If you miss, we don't talk about that. And farts, they don't rise away from you. They linger in a tiny sealed cabin. With your crewmates, NASA actually studies diet to reduce gas for this reason. Beans are not astronaut friendly. All waste gets stored and either burned up in the atmosphere or recycled. On the ISS, they recycle urine into drinking water. So that's space coffee from earlier. Yeah, number 3, you can't exercise normally, but you have to. Without gravity, your muscles and bones think they are on vacation. You lose 1 to 2% of bone mass per month. Your heart gets lazy. Your legs turn into chicken legs, so astronauts must exercise 2.5 hours per day. But you can't lift weights. Weights are weightless. Instead, they use resistance machines. ARED is a gym that uses vacuum cylinders to mimic 600 pounds of weight. Running, you are strapped to a treadmill with bungees, or you would float away with each step. Skip leg day in space, and you might not be able to walk when you get home. So you literally can't afford to not work out. Number 2, you can't tell up from down because there isn't one. Your inner ear is useless in space. It evolved using gravity to tell you which way is down. In microgravity, it freaks out. Result, space adaptation syndrome, also called space sickness. Nausea, vomiting, disorientation. About 70% of astronauts get it for the first 2 to 3 days. You can't trust your senses. A room doesn't have a floor. Your crewmate might be talking to you upside down and both of you feel normal. Some astronauts Velcro their sleeping bags to the ceiling just to mess with newcomers. Your brain eventually rewires itself. But until then, even looking out the window can make you hurl. Number 1, you can't come home on a whim. Here's the big one. On Earth, if you're camping and you hate it, you go home. In space, you are stuck. The ISS doesn't have Ubers. You come and go on a Soyuz or Crew Dragon, and those launches are scheduled months in advance. If something goes wrong, you are looking at days at best, usually weeks before a rescue. You can't step outside for fresh air. You can't call 911. A medical emergency up there means your crew is your ER. That psychological weight is huge. Astronauts train for years to handle it, because once that hatch closes, you can't just change your mind. Space takes away your exit button. And that's maybe the most human thing you lose. So yeah, space is amazing. You get to float, see 16 sunsets a day, and live in humanity's coolest outpost. But you also can't cry, sneeze, grill, or pee like a normal person. Which one surprised you most? Tell me in the comments. And if you ever get invited to space, maybe pack extra tissues and definitely skip the soda. I'm your channel name. Subscribe for more weird science. See you in the next one. And remember, gravity, you don't miss it till it's gone.